Baseball fans, buckle up, because today's slate is absolutely loaded with betting gold. We've got aces on the mound, bullpens on the brink, and hitters that are red hot just waiting to cash tickets. Whether you're looking for home run props, strikeout ladders, or those sneaky value team totals, this August 28th slate has angles everywhere. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be locked in on the sharpest bets across all 8 games. Tonight's showdown at Camden Yards delivers high intrigue as the Boston Red Sox, 73-60, visit the Baltimore Orioles, 60-72, with divisional stakes simmering underneath the stat lines. Boston sends Garrett Crochet, an elite lefty at 14-5 with a 2.33 ERA and 196 kiloseconds, a zone-commanding nightmare for contact hitters. Baltimore counters with Cade Povich, a rookie lefty with a troubling 2-7 record and 5.13 ERA, whose inconsistency amplifies the value on the favored visitors. The board mirrors that. Red Sox priced around minus 135 megaliters, Orioles gifting value at plus 110, with an over-under settled around 9 runs, tight structure with upside scants lining up. Cracks begin to form when the sharp value modelers step in. Pick dog-style breakdowns flag Crochet's dominance at home, 65% win rate and 64% ATS cover for lefty starts, and Povich's home-away splits signal volatility. The Orioles are better value when standing tall against stack-based logic, especially against dominant arms in tight fronts. Wager talk rationale leans under in these scenarios due to elite control and bullpen stabilization. Baltimore's pen has improved recently, while Boston's depth takes a hit with Walker Buehler now in the bullpen, thinning their rotation margin for error. Offensively, Boston brings lineup pop with Jarren Duran, Roman Anthony, and Trevor Story all heating up. Buzzing props for OBP, hours, or multi-stat lines. Meanwhile, Baltimore counters through Colton Cowser, home run upside, Jeremiah Jackson, consistency in hits, steals, and a second-half emergence from Gunnar Henderson, providing personalization value even in game scripts that lean under. Here's your beyond-the-box score SGP parlay construction. Leg 1 Red Sox moneyline, heavy anchor. Crochet versus a shaky rookie starter creates structured value. Leg 2 under 9 total runs. Elite pitching, temperamental opponent pen, and under-trending value systems lock this in. Leg 3 Garrett Crochet over 7.5 kiloseconds. His strikeout profile is elite, especially against an Orioles lineup that chases aggressively. Leg 4 Jarren Duran over 0.5 hits. High floor bat in a short porch tilt, center of the order impact with upside if Duran gets time. Lean 2 leg version. Red Sox ML plus under 9 total runs, structurally sound with minimal variance. High upside leg to add for juice. Cowser home run, plus value against working arm on the mound. Picture the script. Crochet settles early, missing barrels and piling Ks. Duran singles or doubles early. Orioles scratch a run or 2 via depth contact. Orioles pen holds for a while, but the locusts show by mid-frames. Croc exits with strong numbers, bullpen lids finish. Unders hold. ML pays. Tonight at American Family Field, a prime value MLB tilt unfolds as the Milwaukee Brewers, 83-50, welcome the Arizona Diamondbacks, 64-69, for the second installment of their series. The spotlight lands on Ryan Nelson, 6-3, 3.63 ERA, for Arizona, a pitcher whose control and swing and miss potential make him under-the-radar lethal. The Brewers counter with Quinn Priester, 11-2, 3.44 ERA, a home-based ace with a deep arsenal and a 78% win rate at this park. The odds board shows Milwaukee as modest favorites at around minus 150 megaliters, with the over-under right at 8 runs, setting up a lean-on-control scenario. Matrix the narrative. Priester is an anchor command arm, bolstered by home park support and offensive continuity from veterans like Christian Yelich, William Contreras, and Bryce Terang. Brewers rank second in MLB in runs and stolen bases, offensive balance and aggression that thrive in tight, pressure-filled scripts. Conversely, the Diamondbacks spotlight Corbin Carroll and Kettle Marte, both premier barrel contact threats, but in a pitching structure exposed and uneven beyond those studs. From a trend perspective, Pick Dogs flagged that Milwaukee has dominated night games at home after wins, covering the spread in 10 of their last 12 such contests. Meanwhile, Arizona has failed to cover the run line in 9 of their last 11 games, especially when shadowed by road pressure. Stats Insider's model goes further. Arizona plus 1.5 covers 62% of the time, and the under 8.5 hits 52%, suggesting a blended high-value lean on ML and totals. Now, you're beyond the box score SGP parlay blueprint, precisely constructed. Leg 1 Brewers moneyline. This is your anchor. Priester's dominance, home field leverage, and recent matchup control make Milwaukee the smart value side. Leg 2 under 8.5 total runs. Elite starter, volatile road pen, and strategic offense converge to suppress scoring beyond the typical edges. Leg 3 Priester over 6.5 strikeouts. Priester consistently clears this number. Tight Arizona contact profile and K-capable arsenal align it highly with the control script. Leg 4 Kettle Marte over 0.5 hits. A staple of Arizona's offense and a durable get-over in low-variance spots. He provides a safety bat that pays even if control suppresses scoring overall. Lean 2-leg version. Brewers ML plus under 8.5 total runs, sharpen structure first. Up the juice. Add Bryce Terang over 1.5 total bases, a high-upside Midwest bat with power and contact precision, great elevator in tight games. Let's outline the game flow. Priester paces early frames, missing bats and inducing pull-side weak contact. Brewers scratch a run via contact, spike scoring via timely hitting, then lean on bullpen depth. Diamondbacks push a herd bat but can't sustain rallies. Under holds, ML locks, and your parlay hits razor thin. The Houston Astros and the Colorado Rockies wrap up their 3-game set on Wednesday, August 28, and while on paper this looks like one of the most lopsided matchups of the day, bettors know that late August MLB is where upsets, bullpen meltdowns, and sneaky overs can shift the betting board in a heartbeat. Houston enters as the heavy favorite, but let's dig deeper because this game is much more than just, take the Astros and move on. The Astros have quietly been one of the best second-half teams in baseball, climbing back into the AL wild card picture after a sluggish start. Their offense has finally clicked again with Kyle Tucker returning to form, Jose Altuve getting on base consistently, and Yordan Alvarez providing that pure lefty power that no pitcher wants to see in the box. The Rockies, meanwhile, are still the Rockies, sitting at the bottom of the NL West, struggling with consistency, but still dangerous in spots at Coors Field. The thin Denver air can make even the worst offense look like a juggernaut, so Houston has to be careful. Pitching matchup. For Houston, the projected starter is Hunter Brown, the young right-hander who has electric stuff but occasionally struggles with command. On the road, Brown has been hittable, opponents batting around .255 off him with a whip close to 1.35, and Coors Field is not forgiving when you miss spots. However, he's also a strikeout machine, averaging over 10 Ks per 9, which sets up nicely against a Rockies lineup that ranks bottom 5 in strikeout rate. If Brown keeps the ball in the yard and limits walks, Houston should be in control. Colorado is countering with Ryan Feltner, a pitcher who has been tagged repeatedly this season. At home, Feltner's ERA is hovering above 6.50, and his home run rate skyrockets at Coors. Lefties in particular crush him, opponents slugging over .500 against him, which is a nightmare against Houston's lineup that stacks left-handed bats in Alvarez, Tucker, and Michael Brantley. Feltner's path to survival will be mixing his off-speed stuff early and hoping to induce ground balls, but history says Houston is going to find barrels. Bullpen edge. Houston has a massive advantage once the game goes to the bullpen. The Astros, relievers own a top 10 ERA and one of the lowest whips in baseball, while Colorado's bullpen ranks dead last in ERA, whip, and opponent batting average. At Coors Field, that's a recipe for disaster. Even if Feltner somehow gives them 5 innings, the Rockies' relievers have been getting shelled late, which is why the full game over is always live in Denver. Houston's bullpen depth. Ryan Presley, Brian Abreu, Josh Hader, is far more trustworthy, especially in close games. Betting trends. Astros are 8-3 in their last 11 road games as favorites. Rockies are 3-10 in their last 13 overall. The over has hit in 7 of the last 10 games at Coors. Houston has covered the run line in 6 of their last 9 against Colorado. Best bets. Astros minus 1.5 run line. Houston's offense plus bullpen edge is too much. Game over 11.5 runs. Coors Field, Feltner starting, and both lineups' recent trends scream offense. Astros team total over 6.5 runs. Feltner plus bullpen collapse looks like a high-scoring night for Houston. Home run props. Yordan Alvarez anytime hour, plus 280, Feltner versus lefty slugger. Automatic look. Kyle Tucker anytime hour, plus 310, another lefty bat with a perfect matchup. Ryan McMahon, plus 400, if the Rockies sneak one out, McMahon has the best splits at home against power righties. Strikeout props. Hunter Brown over 6.5 Ks. Rockies strike out at one of the highest rates, especially against power fastballs. Ryan Feltner under 4.5 Ks. Houston's lineup is too disciplined, and he likely won't last long. Total bases picks. Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 total bases minus 125, he should see multiple hittable pitches. Jose Altuve over 1.5 total bases plus 115, Feltner's splits against righties still allow for contact damage. SGP parlay legs. Astros minus 1.5. Yordan Alvarez HR. Hunter Brown 7 plus strikeouts. That parlay pays out big if Houston's script plays true. Final score prediction. This game has Houston statement win written all over it. Brown's strikeouts and Houston's lineup depth should overwhelm the Rockies. Colorado may scratch across a few runs thanks to Coors Field magic, but Houston has way too much firepower. Final score. Astros 10, Rockies 5. Tonight at Busch Stadium, the St. Louis Cardinals 65-68 host the Pittsburgh Pirates 58-75 for Game 4, and while the betting lines favor the pitchers' duel, this matchup bristles with value and edge potential for bettors in the know. Pitching matchup and analytics. The Pirates bring Braxton Ashcraft 4-2, 2.70 ERA, 1.18 WHIP to the mound, a young arm outperforming his peripherals with crisp control and deception. SAS ratings suggest are legit upgrades. At home, Miles Michaelis 6-10, 5.17 ERA, 1.36 WHIP is scheduled to start for St. Louis. His underlying numbers are worse than his stat line. Increased walk rate and less movement on pitches have made him homer vulnerable the third time through. Bullpen matchup. Street. Louis relies on a mediocre bullpen that's been shaky lately. Several back-end arms have hour and whip ratios trending into the red. Pittsburgh's pen, while thin post trades, leans more swingy with strikeout upside, perfect for gamblers targeting unpredictable late innings and live overs. Stats and betting context. FanDuel lists the Cardinals as moderate favorites, approximately minus 175 megaliters, with Pirates at plus 145. Spread is set at Cardinals minus 1.5. Total is tight at 7.5 runs. The over has hit in 8 of St. Louis's last 10 games. Pirates games lean under, but this one's prediction leans over due to middling pitching and a live Coors offset effect. Pittsburgh is 70-61 ATS, while Street. Louis is 66-65 ATS, both moderate consistencies, making value on props and short-run lines more important than outright sides. Player props. Home run props. Nolan Gorman plus 475 to 2B, 3B pop specialist with deep power range. Wilson Contreras plus 475, catcher, switch hitter buoyed by walk rate plus slug potential. O'Neal Cruz plus 550, upside bat, carousel threat with long ball juice. BetMGM, hits total bases props. Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, Contreras, solid contact bats, small overflow value for hits lines. SGP pairings. Contreras hit plus Burleson hit equals compact correlated structure. Narrative and trends. Pittsburgh has dominated this season series, 5-1 versus Street, Lewis, and come in hot with confidence. The Cardinals, in contrast, are stumbling, losing 9 of their last 13 and slipping under .500. Michaelis projects weak, and Ashcraft brings momentum with recent K volume and low HR susceptibility. Expect equities in small league leverage props. Beyond the box score, SGP build. Leg 1 Pirates plus 1.5 plus 120-ish, value fade on the Cardinals, backed by strong props on the underdog and solid ATS Pirates history. Leg 2 over 7.5 total runs. Both starters pose risk, past games ran high, opposing bats booby-trapped. Leg 3 Braxton Ashcraft over 5.5 strikeouts, evidenced in 3 of his last 4, Cardinals chase off-speed. Leg 4 Nolan Gorman anytime hour, deep power, switch batfield advantage if he sees multiple league fastballs. Lean variant, Pirates plus 1.5 plus over 7.5 total, balanced value and volume. Juice leg, add Wilson Contreras 1 plus hitter 0.5 terabytes for correlated structure. Game flow projection, Ashcraft misses Shimano body barrels early with early Ks. Pirates push 1 to 2 runs mid-frames. Michaelis stumbles with 1 to 2 walks, Cardinals respond via Gorman or Contreras. Pirates pen flips momentum late. Over hits, ML and prop cash in structured ticket. The Philadelphia Phillies host the Atlanta Braves at Citizens Bank Park tonight in a matchup that's loaded with volatility, value, and sharp angles. On the mound for the Braves is Cal Quantrill, 4'11", 5.51 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, a veteran staff option returning from a brief shutdown, but struggling to miss barrels consistently. Opposing him for the Phillies is Aaron Nola, 2'7", 6.52 ERA, 1.53 WHIP, a former ace displaced by ruthless second-half slumps. Despite this down year, Nola remains someone you don't fade outright, especially at home where he regains some execution. The odds open tight. Braves slight favorites at -145 megaliters, Phillies at +130, and an 8.5 total centered in books. Philadelphia's desperate. They sit atop the NL East but tensions are high. Internal reports point to Nola's late-season era spike as a major red flag, and whispers suggest his cut fastball isn't landing. Atlanta sits below .500 but has flashed urgency, riding a mid-month run anchored by their DH and core, notably Marcell Ozuna, who matches up well against zone pitchers like Nola. Bullpen breakdown. Philadelphia's bullpen is a mixed bag, reliable when Nola is sharp, but liable to implode when he exits early. Closer options have had bandwidth issues late, especially in high-leverage frames. Atlanta, on the other hand, maintains a fundamentally sound pen with fresh arms like Reynaldo Lopez sidelined earlier but shaping throw by in recent games. If Quantrill can top 5, Braves pen projects higher trust. Betting angles and advanced trends. Covers highlights that an early SGP for this matchup included under 7.5 runs, Marcell Ozuna 2+ total bases, and Nola 6+ strikeouts, a combo that paid +700 at one point, demonstrating sharp value thinking. Meanwhile, ESPN Analytics gives the Phillies a 58% win probability, reinforcing their home strength despite declining results. Recent trends underscore Phoenix's struggle. The Braves have hit the under in 21 of their last 35 home games, a plus ROI indicator for under bettors. Player props to watch. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 total bases, consistent contact and HR power, potent versus Nola's walking zone. Kyle Schwarber clocking 1+ HR, red hot and marks the premium long ball upside. Aaron Nola over 5.5 strikeouts, his K rate holds value if the zone stays tight. Braves chase inside breaking bats at 23-24%. On the Braves side, Olsen over 1.5 H+R offers volume upside in a power-likely crowd. SGP, parlay blueprint. Leg 1 Phillies ML, plus 130, home crowd edge and elite rotation pedigree, even when faltering. Leg 2 under 8.5 total runs. Tight arms and declining offenses align with lower scoring pace. Leg 3 Nola over 5.5 kiloseconds. Rule of thumb ceiling against a chase-prone Atlanta lineup. Leg 4 Ozuna over 1.5 total bases. Weaponized leverage on a suspect righty. Lean play. Phillies ML plus under 8.5. Strong foundation, low variance. High ops ad. Schwarber hour if you're chasing plus price blasts. Narrative projection. Nola takes aim early, missing 1 or 2, but posting up Ks to disrupt Atlanta. Ozuna and Schwarber flick off contact via barrels. Phillies pen holds. Braves manage crooked numbers but not enough. You walk away green. Tonight at Citi Field, the New York Mets 71-61 host the Miami Marlins 62-70 in a pivotal late-season clash. The Mets are riding on solid form and controlled pitching. The Marlins are scrappy, unpredictable, and always dangerous when forgotten by the betting public. But tonight's true value lies in pitching, prop leverage, and correctly structured SGPs. Pitching lines and analytics. Miami will send their ace, Yuri Perez 6-3, 3.44 ERA, 70 Ks in 70.2 IP, to the mound. Known league-wide for his swing and miss upper 80s slider and elite strikeout upside. But he's vulnerable to elevated pitch counts and walk pressure, especially if the Mets aren't passive. The Mets counter with reliever-turned-starter Clay Holmes 11-6, 3.60 ERA, 109 Ks, a move that buys Mets a steady 6-innings ceiling with control who thrives in high-leverage situations. He enters with a stable strikeout floor but limited innings. Both starters push strikeout tempo and balance for a tight script. Bullpen contrast. The Mets' bullpen remains top tier, led by all-star closer Edwin Diaz, whose May and July performances were elite. Multiple shutout appearances and high strikeout rates signal that late innings won't leak. Miami's pen is leaky. High ERA and weak inherited run rate create upside for props like Mets team totals and overs if the game swings. Offensive splits and trends. Miami's offense is grounded in power. Kyle Stowers 25-hour and Xavier Edwards high OBP lead the lineup. They can spark crooked innings, especially if Perez drops in the zone. The Mets lean on Pete Alonso 29-hour, 105 RBI, and Juan Soto 32-hour to influence run direction. Both can drive lines even against tough lefty pitching. FanDuel markets have tracked high prop volume on these batters lately. Betting angles and market structure. According to Action Network, win probability models favor the Mets by about 70%, making them attractive ML plays if structured properly. Yet, NumberFire's projection lines set them at -290 and the OU around 8.5. Market edge here lies in constructing under-consumed spots like strikeout overs and team totals, not the chalk ML. Player prop spotlight. Yuri Perez over 6.5 kiloseconds. His K profile commands the zone with elite whiff rate. Mets chase off-speed heavily. Clay Holmes under 5.5 kiloseconds. Studies show switch hitters and zone chasers limit his K upside. Pete Alonso NEHR. Macy's power supply meets his volume ceiling tonight. Juan Soto over 1.5 terabytes total bases, consistent zone contact and high OBP direction. Stowers over 1.5 H plus RBI. Colorado context races to barrel, plus mid-tier RBI depth. SGP, parlay blueprint. Here's a structure first toggle. Leg 1 Mets ML. Anchor spot for controlled pivot and base orientation. Leg 2 under 8.5 total runs. Both starters control tempo, fewer fireworks, better predictability. Leg 3 Yuri Perez over 6.5 kiloseconds. Correlation lever with chase-heavy Mets bats. Leg 4 Soto over 1.5 total bases. High floor bat in low-scoring script, provides structural payoff. Lean variant. Mets ML plus under 8.5 runs, tight, low variance. High juice addition. Alonso HR, large payout if power pops early. Game narrative flow. Holmes controls early with fastball-ish rhythm. Alonso barrels too early. Perez racks Ks but pitches to contact mid-run. Mets scratch across crooked number, Penn enters. Marlins push a run via Stowers' solo shot, but insufficient. Unders hit. ML stands, props cash. Tonight at Guaranteed Rate Field, the New York Yankees 72-60 visit the Chicago White Sox 48-84. This matchup might look one-sided, but sharp bettors know there's explosive opportunity in game structure, matchup splits, and high-leverage props. Starting pitching and analytics. Chicago turns to Davis Martin, 5-9, 3.93 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, a ground ball lefty. Whose surface metrics hide plus value, especially versus heavy contact lineups like the Yankees, who sit top 5 in team average. His slider suppresses power, and his home splits are 0.25 fewer HR9 than on the road. New York answers with Will Warren, 7-6, 4.47 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, a fastball-centric arm with low ground ball rates but high strikeout per 9 numbers, providing a balance in volatility versus upside. This is a template for props that lean correlated to strikeout and soft contact scripts. Baseball Reference Preview, ESPN Analytics. Bullpen Dynamics. The bullpen split is tilted heavily toward the Yankees. New York's relievers rank top 10 in ERA and inherited runner efficiency, easing late-game stress. Chicago's pen ranks bottom 5 in both ERA and strikeout percentage, making high-leverage props for Yankees damage far more viable. Wager Talk Style Trend Framing. Offensive profiles and trends. The Yankees boast offensive titans. Aaron Judge, 40 HR, .321 AVG, and Pete Alonso, smashers alive at the plate and backing Martin's control style. Their team ops is above .800, far superior to Chicago's .650 range. Meanwhile, Luis Robert Jr. provides flash power, though inconsistent presence may cap long lever value. Public betting models signal a predictable edge. New York is favored at -180 megaliters, with Chicago lagging at +160. Total is set at 8.5 runs. Northern style lean toward under, but belted lineups always breathe over volatility. Projects mark 60% win probability for Yankees. Structural scripts may yield better value in high-risk props than the chalk ML. Analytics engine projections. Player prop highlights. Judge anytime home run. Massive upside. Plus value versus Martin's pitch count volatility. Alonso over 1.5 total bases. Contact delivery from frame 1. Luis Robert Jr. Anytime hour. High variance, plus streak potential. Martin over 5.5 kiloseconds. Feeds off fastball chase. Yankee over rotation chase rate high. Warren under 4.5 kiloseconds. Chicago's contact-tuned lineup should keep that in check. SGP, parlay blueprint. Leg 1 Yankees ML. Efficient anchor, heavy starter advantage. Leg 2 under 8.5 total runs. Control scripts favored by Martin's grounders and Yankees' disciplined bullpen. Leg 3 Martin over 5.5 kiloseconds. Premium misrate opportunity. Leg 4 Judge hour. Spearhead bat in tight window. Lean ticket. Yankees ML plus under 8.5, safe with locked structure. Juice play. Add Robert Jr. Hour, massive return if flight research pays off. Narrative flow. Martin sets the tone. Keeps Yankees grounded, collects Ks. 2 sneaky runs from Detroit-era plate discipline. Yankees catch up mid-game via Judge or Alonso Octi-barrel. Warren works middle frames with K upside but high pitch count. Yankees pen takes over. Under holds. ML stands. Props isolate well-scoped value. That ticket wins where chaos meets control. If you're ready to turn this MLB slate into profit, smash that like button, drop your favorite bet of the day in the comments, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a single breakdown.